Hello everyone, this is the second part of solving the linear equation. In this part I want to teach you how we can solve a linear equation if each of these x is the variable, if any of a, b or c be fractions or decimal. Let's use an example. Let's say I want to solve 3x plus 1 over 2 is equal 3. Okay, in this way, in solving this one, again the general rule is I need to move this 1 over 2, these constants, from left side to right side and change the sign. So I can say 3x is equal 3 minus 1 over 2. Okay, and remember, for subtracting the fraction, we have to find the common denominator. 3x is equal, if I give a 1 denominator to this one, then the LCM between 1 and 2 is 2. Then 2 divided by 1 is 2 times 3 is 6. And this 2 is same, so numerator remain the same. Then it's going to be 3x is equal, we have the same denominator, subtract the numerator. 6 minus 1 is the numerator, right? Then it's going to be 3x is equal 5 over 2. Then what we should do? We should divide both sides by coefficient of x, which is 3. As you see, we are dealing with fraction and we need to keep going through and deal with the fractions. Okay, what is the easier? Let me finish this one. If I divide both sides by 3 and this one by 3, so these 2 3 cancel each other and I can say x is equal 5 over 2. Instead of this dividing by 3, I write in the division by 3, right? Then it's gonna be, I'm continuing from here, yeah? X is gonna be 5 over 2 divided by 3. And what is the rule of division? Keep the first fraction, change division to multiplication, and flip over the other one. So it's gonna be x is equal 5 over 2, change division to multiplication, and reverse this one, which is 1 over 3. Then x gonna be 5 times 1 is 5 and 2 times 2 is 4. X gonna be 5 over 2 is the final answer, right? Now, let me just check that my calculation is right. 5 over 2 and 5 over 2 divided by 3, which is 5 over 2 multiplied by, oh sorry, this one is gonna be 1 over 3, not 2. This one is, I make mistakes in this part, 1 over 3, then is 5 over 6. This is gonna be the final answer. Now, can you see, because only one of the terms was in fraction format, we keep dealing with the fraction up to the end. Now, what is the other way that's gonna be easier? Let me just erase this one. Let me erase this one, and then I'm gonna solve it the other way. When we have an equation, we can multiply both sides of the equation by same number and the equation doesn't change. We can divide both sides of the equation by the same number. We can add same number from both sides, or we can subtract same number from both sides. Okay, and the equation remain the same. Again, the equation we're gonna remain this. We are not changing the equation actually. So because I want to eliminate this fraction, what is the best way? The denominator is 2. If I multiply both sides of this fraction by 2, can you see? I'm gonna multiply both sides of this fraction by 2. This one by 2 and this one by 2. Then what gonna happen? I should multiply these two by all terms inside the bracket. 2 times 3x, 2 times 3 is 6x. Positive times positive is positive. 2 times 1 over 2. These 2 and these 2 gonna cancel each other, which gonna be 1. Okay, and then what about the other side? 3 times 2 is 6. Now instead of having a fraction involved in a linear equation, we have only constant number without fraction. Just follow the general rule. Move this one from one left to right, which gonna be 6x is equal 6 minus 1, and 6x is gonna be 5. Now divide both sides by coefficient of x, which is 6. Then these two 6 cancel each other. On this side we have x, and the other side is 5 over 6. Can you see we just find the same answer with the previous one, but we eliminated the fraction at the very beginning. Okay, we are not dealing with the fraction anymore. This one, if we be able to eliminate the fraction from very beginning, is going to make it much more easier to solve the equations. Let's do another example. Two over 3x minus 1 over 2 is equal 3 over 4. Okay, can you see everything is this coefficient is in fraction format and these two constants are in fraction format. What is the best way of solving this equation? Find the LCM between 3, 2 and 4. The LCM between 3, 2 and 4 is going to be 12. Okay, finding the LCM is, I should explain for how to find the LCM in another video. But in this case, the LCM between 3, 2 and 4 is 12. What it means? It means I multiply both sides by 12. Okay, whatever is the LCM of denominator. Then what's gonna happen? I should multiply this 12, but all of this inside the bracket. When I multiply 12 times 2 over 3, this 3 by 3 is 1, and 12 divided by 3, this one gonna be 4. So for this one is gonna be 4 times 2 is 8x. Positive times negative is negative, and 12 multiplied by 1 over 2 is going to be 6, because this 12 and these 2 cancel each other, the 6 is going to be remaining. Okay, is equal to this 12 and this 4. Remember, I can give a 1 denominator to this one. Okay, then this 12 and this 4 cancel each other. By 4 is 1, by 4 is 3, then 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, can you see I change this fractional linear equation to just simple linear equation, which is very easy to solve. The general rule, keep the variable in one side, is equal, move this negative 6 is other side, 9 plus 6, then 8x is equal 15, x is equal 15 over 8 if we divide both sides by 8. Okay, let's do one example about decimal. When we have the constants or the coefficient is decimal is involved. Okay, let's do this one. 1.2x plus 0.03 is equal negative 5. Okay, I'm just making up the equations. Look at here again. We have decimal involved. It's fine, is not wrong if I just keep working with this decimal format. But if I be able to eliminate the decimal, this then it's going to be much more easier. Look at this one. I have 1 decimal digit after decimal here and 2 digit after decimal here. Okay, so if I multiply both sides by 100, the biggest number of digit after the decimal, which is 2. If I multiply both sides of this equation by 100, then what gonna happen? This one gonna be 100 multiplied by 1.2 is 120. Let me just continue with black color. This one gonna be 120x, and 100 multiplied by 0.03 is gonna be plus 3 is equal negative 500. Okay, now again is changed to the equation without any decimal. Keep 120x is here is equal to negative 500 minus 3. 120x is equal minus 497, and x is equal minus 497 over 120. If it's possible to reduce it, we can reduce it. If the question looking for decimal number, just divide 497 by 120. 497 divided by 120 is going to be 4.141666 is equal, and negative times positive is negative 4.14114166, and keep going. But remember, how many decimal we should have? We should keep in this one, because the least decimal number is 2. 1 digit, or less precise number is 1 digit after decimal. For this one we need to keep 1 digit only. We need to keep rounded here because the next digit is less than 5, so it's going to be negative 4.1 is the final answer. Just let me check that I haven't made mistakes. Is 120, 3, negative 500, 120, 500 minus 3, and it's gonna be 497, 100. It seems that is right. Okay, this is the other way to solving the linear equation with a decimal. One thing when we have in this format, one other format that again make it easier, when we have this one, when we end up 2 over 3x is equal, as an example, 5. Okay, how we can solve this one? Let's say it was a linear equation, we simplify and we end up in this part. The coefficient of x is fraction. What is the easiest way to solve it? Whatever is the coefficient of x, if it's in fraction format, multiply by reciprocal of this fraction. If I multiply both sides of this one by 3 over 2, which is 3 over 2 is reciprocal of this one. Multiply the same side by 3 over 2. Whatever we are doing with one side, we have to do the same thing with the other side. Then this 3 and this 3, this 2 and this 2 cancel each other. In this side, the remaining part is x. In the other side, 5 multiplied by 3 over 2, we can give a 1 denominator, which is going to be 15 over 2, or we can write it as 7.5. Both of them are right. Okay, can you see only by y calculation, by one action, we eliminated the fractional coefficient of x. Any time that we end up with the coefficient of the variable is fraction format, if we multiply by reciprocal of fraction, then we can eliminate it very easily. Okay, this is for one video, where I will continue in the next video with solving the variable linear equation with 2 variables. Now, bye for now.